Top of the moment to you anywhere where they watch us from. And the program where they watch na Property Matta. That show we designed to take the talk about property, to talk about how person fit take acquire property, how person fit take buy, how person fit take sell, and all the documentations that surround property, even how person they take maintain property, because we don't learn for this show say maintenance of property self na one department on your own. And not be me they do am alone. I get ogbonge certified person wey sabi, we don't get experience where as far as property matter dey concerned, that is no other person but engineer Debo Adejana. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Chief.
How you doing, sir?
Fine, oh.
Looking green is good.
Abi, you told me that green is the color of today.
Yes, nah. What a coincidence.
I'm missing the gold part of it.
Your pen has complemented that.
Shit?
Yeah, nah.
Man, I'm in the spirit.
How you doing, sir?
Very well, very well.
Yesterday, our social media girls posted on handles saying landlord and tenant matter you want me to discuss today.
Yes.
So a lot of our viewers don't see them, and I know say a lot of them don't get a lot of things for mind we get to do with landlord and tenant. But when we start like this, who be landlord, who be tenant, who be caretaker? Because three of them.
Yes. Or agent. This caretaker, you use more. It's as if you are used to this caretaker.
And because I don't know, that's why I say make we know, because most of these people, they go say caretaker because you buy property even dey for caretaker. Say caretaker very donile, like say you
because a long time I had caretaker. Maybe when I was very young. Caretaker is common with tenement apartments.
Oh, and
it's still common with tenement apartment even today, I think, even this day. Okay, so who is a landlord, Abi?
Yes.
Who be landlord? Landlord are the person will be the lord of the land. Abi?
The lord
of the land. That is the one that can instruct, dictate, that has the interest. But when I talk about real estate, okay, the landlord is someone who has that kind of interest, okay, on the land. Usually, it's either a tenured interest in the sense that it has a specified time frame, or what we call a freehold interest. So it's either a leasehold interest or a freehold interest, but those ones are technical jargon. Make we no belabor viewers. Landlord now the person will be say he gets interest way at least they solid for the land. Because interest meaning say he get rights, to use the land for some specific purposes that has been defined in that document that represents his interests. That person a landlord.
Because in this your definition, very technical and very, very ambiguous. I use the word ambiguous in the sense that, say this thing where you talk now, you open my sense to the fact that say, you get this building, but you lease them to me for 10 years or 15 years. As you don't lease them to me, say, okay, this place now for 15 years, can I call myself the landlord for that 15 years, or I no get any?
If, for example, as I listen to you, I give you rights, say you fee sub-lease am.
Okay.
You understand? Meaning, say you yourself, look at that house, cut them into pieces, and call tenants in. Okay. In a way, you be landlord to them, but I be landlord to you. So landlord fee be like that.
Okay. So who can be
if you be say the agreement, I go tell you, say before you do that, you must seek my approval, or you can do it without my approval. It depends. But you will be landlord to them, I will be landlord to you. So if you jack them, I jack you.
Okay. So who be tenant?
And tenant are the person will be say in derive in own stay or interest, okay, or benefit of use of a property from the head leaseholder, that is the landlord. You understand? From the landlord, in deriving own use from that person will be landlord. There is, if we go technical, there are different categories of landlord, like we said. There is the overriding landlord. For example, the word landlord, I think, so don't let me say I'm sure, I think it comes from, issue of land is a very delicate issue. Now, issue where we say countries go to war on
Sure.
So it comes from actually owning a territory.
Yes.
And expressing rights over that territory. So kings in those days, emperors in those days, were landlord of countries, of empires.
And they want
and
their,
all.
they want their empires extended.
Of
if
course, they
possible.
fight to conquer more land
yes.
and put it under their
Yeah.
control. And that's why you pay royalties to them to farm on their land, to do anything. Something has to reach them.
And it makes them bigger and stronger the more the expanse
The lord
of
of the land is the lord of the place now. Is the lord of the country. So that is the aspect of. So tenant can't be person where we say before he can do something, he get to take permission, or he derives his rights or powers or status to be able to use a place from what somebody else gave him. So if we take the common practice, if I build a house now, I buy a land, I do the title, I have CFO, I'm a landlord in a way. Do you understand?
Sure.
I'm a landlord in a way. So I then rent it out to people, to tenants. Okay, those are tenants. They are staying in that apartment as a result of our agreements. Do you understand? And what they've paid, the consideration they've paid. Usually in Lagos, for example, is a year. In some other parts, it could be monthly. In some other countries, I mean, they pay their rent weekly basis or 2 weekly.
Sure.
You know, so it depends on how we structure it and how it is arranged.
Okay, let us narrow it home, sir. Let's bring it back home and begin to see the minor, or don't let me call them minor, because such matters, you don't talk with people, they carry themselves go court. Such matter.
Okay. Now, landlord tenant matter full our courts.
Oh.
One of the cases.
One still there where I know of.
Landlord tenant matter now then be heavy. You know, you get one program where I just stumbled on YouTube. Is this Nigerian way of innovating what is done abroad? Something about court and all of that. A number of those cases are property-related cases that they bring there. Money, that's credit, property, divorce. Those are the major things that clog our courts.
Benny.
So it's a very important matter.
It's a very important matter. So there are some that we need experts like you. I will enumerate, but just a few. But as I talk, I want make you shed light vis-a-vis if our callers feel calling. May themselves talk their own. Number one, the issue of, say, landlord won't rent house, be it a flat, be it a duplex, be it a room and parlor, be it a face me, I face you, whatever it is, where they give conditions, say, this house where I want where I want rent out to, na Igbo I want, I don't want Yoruba. Or na Yoruba I want, I don't want Igbo. Now my question, my number one question, like I talk, there are many of them like that, and we go want make you. Now, you as a person now, me looking at you, sir, person no fit talk if you be Yoruba or Igbo, you have this very lovely look. You be Yoruba, but you like say you be Igbo because na Igbo you want. You collect house. Maybe after a month or two, in discover say you be Yoruba, you no be Igbo. Does he have any power, any right legally under the law to eject you and maybe not even refund your money? Say, at least you lie to him as you collect the house.
Well, you know, say I no be lawyer. Because the question you're asking me is a bit technical and legal. However, from my own experience in real estate, actually, if you've entered the place, you can sue that man, because there is what you call fundamental human rights. I think that statutorily, you should not discriminate tribes and all. We are supposed to be a country. So I think that the tenant, so that I stand to be corrected, I'm not a lawyer, but I think that you should be able to sue that landlord and win the case for discrimination, not for any other thing. But if, maybe at the point of entering the property, I don't know, maybe if human rights lawyers will help us prosecute those cases so that there is a judgment. I don't know if there is a judgment like that, so that I can prevent people from doing it. Because I know that people say such things. And they do it also, they will claim that they do it also out of experience. But the truth of the matter, from my own experience, is that good and bad cuts across
relative.
Every human race.
It's the subject of relativity.
Every human race. It's not even about one tribe or the other, one country or the other. As there are good people in Igbo land, there are bad people there. As there are good people in Yoruba, there are bad people there. As there are good people in the North Hausa, there are bad people there. So it is the agents, the professionals have what they call pre-qualification criteria. Okay, they do a pre-qualification, you know, for any tenant interview, prospect interview, you know, to be able to decide whether this person is a good fit for the property we have. They are not talking about, it's not so much about the type of person, I mean the tribe, you know, that is very,
okay.
very, yeah.
Another very germane issue where they happen when person wan rent house, we say there's what we call basic amenities of life. Say maybe I collect house now, I wan use AC, I wan use gas. These are normal things that you understand somebody, but some landlord go tell you say if you wan collect my house you must not fix AC. Some go talk say no gas, and we begin to wonder in this, at this age and this modern time, who no go use AC if you get the money, who no go wan use gas if you get the money. Most people will concur to enter, but when they enter, issue go begin between them and landlord, because they will definitely fix that AC and they will definitely use that gas. The question is, does a landlord have the power or the right to determine the basic amenities of life that I am supposed to enjoy, in as much as I don't pay the rent?
He can, to the best of my ability. You seem to be asking me legally related questions, but to the best of my experience, I think that can happen. You know why?
Why, sir?
If I built a house and I built it, the capacity there I know, and I'm not going to increase it yet, I don't have maybe the resources to increase it yet, I will have to curtail the usage of power in that place to be within the capacity of what I've built. Do you understand? So that may be what is informing why I'm saying no AC here or no generator here or this and that. That may be why. So you should not agree to that. Come and flout it, because it could be dangerous and detrimental to that property. Some people did it as a result. It's their own way of insuring their property. Why? Because they've seen a lot of properties that had fire, got it with fire, and majorly it's as a result of maybe somebody forgot to switch off AC and they went to work, or gas exploded, or things like that. And they are trying to prevent that from happening. And one of the ways they know to is to say that, look, there won't be, gas is not allowed in this house, AC is not allowed in this house, and things like that.
Okay.
So if that is clearly stated and you signed, you really cannot start defaulting.
Another very issue where we know where they very common, na issue of receipts. You go pay landlord, maybe you pay am this February now, or you pay am this is March now. You go tell you say receipt booklet never dey. Some go tell you say don't worry, I'll give you, and they fail to give you that receipt until, in fact, this one happen where I see where they no tell me until when another payment reach, and as the next payment reach, the bobo dey talk say if you no get receipt for the last year wey you use, you no go pay the new one. And the man dey tell am say at least he no owe you for the, he no ask you for the one wey you use, so he must still pay the new one. Wetin property law talk about issue of, receipts from tenant to landlord? If he no give us and he no still ask us for wetin we know, does it call for alarm, or it's our right to collect?
Before I answer that question, good question, but before I answer am, I want one clarification. That person wey pay landlord, na cash him pay landlord?
Na cash.
In this day and age?
Yes, na cash.
And it's a cashless economy. So people should be wiser than that also. I think it could have been more clever by asking the landlord, what's your account number? So because once you have a trail, I have a means, I transfer money to your account, in a way that serves as receipt for me, even if you don't give me, because I have evidence that money left my account for your account. The onus, yes, if we go anywhere, the responsibility, the onus will now be on you to prove that I did not pay you, because I have a proof to show that I paid you. Do you understand? You're giving me receipt, acknowledging that payment. will be secondary. It's good. It's necessary. For my documentation, it's even very important. But if you don't give me, but I've been able to secure a trail of how I paid you, it at least saves me from any embarrassment.
Okay, let's go on this chicken break. Most definitely, Property Matter will be right back. Oh yes, you're welcome back. Property Matter and I will still do from the stable of WAP TV. And our guy on top the show we sabi everything we get to do with Property Matter. Now engineer Debo Adejana, he done the make sure same pieces matter and they answer the questions as then they come one by each by one. Engineer sir, we did on top of the issue of receipt.
Yes.
Say, yeah, most landlord they go do everything to make sure say you pay. But when time reach to give receipt, the eye go this side. You don't enumerate ways
Yes.
where we say take.
Make we try avoid paying landlord with cash. So if you then find yourself that you've paid a landlord in cash, and they are not giving you receipts, one other way that you can be smart about it is to write to them, if it's possible. And if you be paper and pen, you can just write, say, dear Baba Landlord, thank you for the opportunity to blah, blah, blah. You know, anyhow, I mean, and the opportunity to pay for another 1 year from so, which we made to you on so date, blah, 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 and sign and send to them. Sure, if somebody sign for them or they acknowledge that letter, and they no reply, say, no, you no pay me, oh, and receipt.
It's a form of indictment.
And you just have to try to be smarter than a clever by half person. But the best thing is to avoid paying cash to such a person. Because once you pay with a trail, you pay to an account, it has evidence.
The issue of say, okay, tenancy dey hold, yeah, pack out. Wetin be the property law wey talk say, okay, even if I'm supposed to go now, some people go talk say you must go now. Some go say na 6 months. The law allow you.
Or they go remove your roof.
Go remove roof. We've seen several cases of even vandalizing door. You get one where we say I did on last 2 months.
Are you a lawyer? Where you
I'm not a lawyer. You know, as a community leader.
Okay, I forgot it.
I want Kejoaba. So we say we dey go this police station where they this Aswani police station where they. So and we try to mitigate and find balance in the matter. But that one, na issue of say landlord, tenant deliberately lock house.
Okay.
Because some tenants they do am to frustrate landlord.
Yeah.
Wetin the law even talk say, okay, you are not using my house again for over a year. You no write letter to me say you travel and you owe. But some tenants go tell you say they go dey even use am as bragging rights, sir. Say ma tileyin fọdún mẹ́ta. Oh, they bring that keja. I will lock your house for 3 years, and truly they will do it.
Is for maybe people that are ignorant, they can go away with that. Once somebody locks your house and you can't trace them, there are steps to take. Mm-hmm. So I would encourage that people speak to their lawyer. Number one step you take is to make a formal report on the police station. I think that there are some procedures they follow, a number of days they observe and things like that. And the police will come and break the place up and carry the person's property to the station.
Tell us.
To the station. So that when the person comes, he will go and collect his property in the station. It's not a matter of somebody stole anything. You have involved the law. So if they lock property...
You use them as bragging rights. Say 2 months, me fini wale, and he don't come out. Wale, he locked the door. Look, and they were calling him, he would just be laughing where he's drinking beer. I say, Egbe, etiko, so and then they call her, even from station, they call her, just they take them laugh. But the landlord actually made a mistake by the landlord fell for the game.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
He broke the place.
He broke.
We have a caller.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Fine.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
This is Philip calling from Abuja.
Stephen from Abuja.
Philip.
Yes.
Oh, Philip, okay.
I'm enjoying your show. You guys are doing well.
Thank you very much.
Philip.
I have one question to ask.
Go ahead.
Okay, there is this my aunt that rented an apartment somewhere. So her rent has expired. Her rent expired last month. but she's not around. She traveled outside the country. So the country she traveled to, this coronavirus stuff, so she couldn't come back.
Lockdown, that's
yeah.
true.
So the landlord has been disturbing me because she's my auntie. Like, I should try to reach her so that to know whether she's renewing or not. But the lady said that she will renew. So my question is, does the landlord have any right to break into her properties to remove her things since she have not come back and nobody knows when she's coming back?
That's a very
well, like we had said earlier, Philip, right?
Yeah.
Like we had said earlier, the landlord can take certain steps. The landlord by himself cannot just break into that property, but he can take certain steps, reporting the case to the police and all. Because if the landlord breaks into that property, the lady can also take it up. Okay? So that's what the landlord can do. The landlord can report that case. And look, the truth be told, yes, your sister traveled, she got locked up in a whatever, but it's a global village. She can't say that she cannot make payments for a house because she's now abroad. You can transfer. You understand? So don't let us also unnecessarily keep people's money and think that we have our way and we can explore weak areas of the law. Do you understand? Because for all you care, that property may be what that landlord is living on.
Sure.
And you also would have made him a candidate of palliative by not paying him his rent. So please, your sister should do the needful, okay? Your sister should do the needful. If she doesn't have the money, which is bad in itself, because your house rent shouldn't be due before you realize that you don't have the money. I always frown at that with tenants because, especially in this part of the world, we don't take it serious. But I believe that something is coming up that will help us to take it serious. Owing rent is like not paying a loan. It's as bad as that. In any developed country, it will affect your credit rating.
Yes.
You understand? So people cannot just...
My friend, Kunle, they tell me.
Let's go on break.
They give them loan. They show for the card.
They
tell me. Kunle explain everything to me.
My brother, I'm going to say now your friend said, no, you know say where you were there.
No, I know they lie.
Okay,
they teach me.
Okay, you know they lie again.
You know they lie again.
Okay.
Yeah, to say a very big thank you to all our esteemed viewers. Landlord plus tenant matter, and I will shook mouth for today. I will believe so. I don't let.
We will have to continue next week.
I will have to continue next week. You don't have the right to lock anybody's house and travel in the hope say you no one pay. I hope say we all don't learn that one. From me, Mr. Debo.
See you next week. Thank you.